Like 5,000 likes to this video, we will upload more patriotic news. Thank you. Trump Jr. just went OFF on the media and revealed the one thing America needs to know about Scarramu. Donald Trump Jr. has picked a side, and it's no surprise. Just 2 short days after White House Communications Director Anthony Scarramu's passionate phone call with New York reporter Ryan Leigh, Donald Trump Jr. took to Twitter in an effort to show support for Scarramu's hard work. In addition to championing Scarramu, Trump Jr. made a point not to defend both Reince Priebus and Steve Bannon, stating that he was shocked the media is working to cut off their sources and leaks. Shocked the media is going after at Scarramu for working to cut off their sources and leaks, Trump Jr. tweeted. All I know is that he is an ''t/wasn't the leak." The new White House Communications Director was far more direct with his accusations and pointed to White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus for leaking information of the dinner to Leigh. "I fired one guy the other day," Scarramu said. "I have 3 to 4 people I'll fire tomorrow. I'll get to the person who leaked that to you. Reince Priebus, if you want to leak something, he'll be asked to resign very shortly." Scarramu continued to explain that his mission at the White House has never been, and never will be, to boost his own publicity. "I'm not trying to build my own brand off the strength of the president. I'm here to serve the country." After the New Yorker published their story and immediately began to take some surprising and justifiable heat from the media, Scarramu tweeted, "I sometimes use colorful language. I will refrain in this arena but not give up the passionate fight for Trump's agenda." Scarramu had more truth to share hours later, sending out a tweet that would also hold corrupt media responsible for blowing up another non-story. "I made a mistake in trusting in a reporter," he tweeted. "It won't happen again." Anyone can agree that Scarramu's decision to trust a writer from the New Yorker may not have been the best decision, but can you honestly fault a patriot for being passionate about his president? Scarramu is here to get things done, and sometimes a little fire is necessary to wake up Washington. If President Trump and his family can recognize what is truly necessary for this country to move forward, why does it continue to be so hard for the popular media to do the same? It's time we look at results and start to celebrate the people who bring us real change. Share this now if you stand with President Trump and his family. Sources: dailycaller.com. Horror: Lieutenant Colonel Schaffer just exposed Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the "It's happening. It's happening. Run it from the rooftops. Text your neighbor. The Democratic Party is about to start falling apart. Look how the Muslim Brotherhood and Debbie conspired together." What's in this video is the thread that pulls the sweater of corruption off the Democratic Party. Check it out. Schaffer: "Now the FBI has rolled in, and let me give you the big takeaway here. It looks like a foreign intelligence service may be the recipient of all this. Something called the Muslim Brotherhood. Ingraham: whoa, whoa, whoa. The Muslim Brotherhood and Debbie? They are really going to say it's a conspiracy theory now?" Schaffer: "It's a conspiracy now, but that's apparently where all of this has been going. That's why the FBI has now been investigating. Share this right now. It's time to hold the media's feet to the flames. They need to start covering this. We have heard all the crap about Russia for forever. Now, it's time to look into the crimes of the Democrats. H/T Real Clear Politics." Pandora's box: Devin Nunes just leaked the one thing that'll bring Obama down. Devin Nunes, our California, just revealed something huge about the Obama administration. They apparently made hundreds of unmasking requests without any justification during the 2016 presidential election. According to The Hill, Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes, our California, in a letter to Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats, outlined that there were multiple requests made to unmask people for political reasons without any justification on why the info was needed. Remember what Susan Rice said: "I leaked nothing to nobody." We have found evidence that current and former government officials had easy access to U.S. person information, and that it is possible that they used this information to achieve partisan political purposes, including the selective, anonymous leaking of such information, Nunes wrote in the letter to Coates. Susan Rice and CIA John Brennan said that they made such requests, according to The Hill. But, they both declined to acknowledge whether making the requests were for legitimate work reasons. Nunes says that during Obama's last year in office, hundreds of unmasking requests by Obama aides for Americans came through. He claims that they didn't have much justification for the unmasking. The committee has learned that one official, whose position had no apparent intelligence-related function, made hundreds of unmasking requests during the final year of the Obama administration, Nunes wrote. Of those requests, only one offered a justification that was not boilerplate. This needs to get out immediately, the press will not cover it. Share this because the media is trying to cover it up. We cannot let this get shot down by the media. Thanks. What he just said about Obamacare failure will send chills down Republican spines. Last night was the Republicans' final attempt to make a tiny repeal to Obamacare and get the win they needed. They failed by a measly 3 votes. Mitch McConnell was sad, Democrats were celebrating, but President Trump was not. He was 100% furious and went off on them like nobody's business. Donald Trump said the Senate failed America and now Obamacare will implode. It's very important to realize that an implosion of Obamacare, while effective, is not a win in any way. In fact, it will probably do a ton of damage to our country while it crashes and burns. The Republicans had a real chance to stop it tonight and they failed. The worst part is, they actually looked like they were gonna win it. They even had Mike Pence on standby at midnight just to break a tie. Nope. Instead, these 3 Republicans sabotaged the effort, sends Susan Collins, Maine, Lisa Murkowski, Alaska, and John McCain, Arizona. So, while Obamacare will have to be repealed in the long run, this is the worst way that could have happened and President Trump has every right to be furious. A big question now is, will Trump fire Health Secretary Tom Price over the failure? He made a joke about it the other day, but who knows how much of a joke it really was. Do you think it's time for a change of senators? If so, share this everywhere and say you failed us. When asked if he was the leaker, Priebus immediately shot back something startling. Reince Priebus broke a record for shortest ever serving chief of staff on Friday, and soon after gave some big details on the circumstances surrounding his departure from the White House during an interview with CNN's Wolf Blitzer. Blitzer first asked Priebus if he was one of the White House leakers, and Priebus immediately shot back, "That's ridiculous, Wolf. Come on. Give me a break." Zing. Priebus probably wasn't a leaker, but then again, it's not like he's going to admit he was a leaker during an interview with Wolf Blitzer. He also said he hoped the new Chief of Staff, John Kelly, will be able to figure out who the leaker actually is. "I think that Jen. Kelly should see if he can get to the bottom of it and figure it out, but obviously unnamed sources are something that has been problematic and I wish him well and I'm going to try to help him." Priebus also described his relationship with President Trump. "I have a very close relationship with the president. I'm going to continue to have good relationship with President. I resigned and he accepted it. We talked about it. We talk all the time about this subject." He added, "We talked about a few different people together. He thought John Kelly would be the #1 pick and I thought it was a fantastic choice. I look forward to working with him. I don't think anyone is going to miss him very much, and I'm not sorry to see him go. But this was a good interview for Priebus. Priebus just wasn't fitting in with the Trump administration, and it was time for him to go. General John Kelly is going to do a fantastic job, and we can't wait for him to start." H/T The Hill. You're fired. Trump just fired Reince Priebus and replaced him with famous war hero. Donald Trump is getting ready for a big shakeup of his cabinet. Sean Spicer was the first to go, now he has Jeff Sessions, Tom Price, and Reince Priebus on the line. Hell, According to a claim by the New York Times, Trump has openly been telling his staff and reporters that he wants a general to be his chief of staff, not some pushover like Reince. Well, that's when the president decided to fly both Reince Priebus and Scarramu out for his rally today, brought them both on stage with him, and then did something only President Trump would do. Trump declared Marine General John Kelly as the new chief of staff, despite having both Scarramu and Reince Priebus on stage with him. The president decided to tell the crowd, "I want to congratulate John Kelly, who has done an incredible job of Secretary of Homeland Security. Incredible. One of our real stars. Truly one of our stars. John Kelly is one of our great stars. You know the border's down 78%. He is right, too. In fact, you could argue that James Mattis and John Kelly, both Marines, are the only cabinet members that have been successful in pushing Trump's agenda so far. I think the lesson here is clear and the president knows it: the Marines really do make great leaders." The rumor now is that Trump's other cabinet members are very against having a Marine like Kelly for a boss. I bet they are scared they will be forced to work. Boo. Still, it would be a shame to lose his as the head of Homeland Security. He is doing a great job. Do you think Trump should appoint a Marine general to run his staff? Comment your answer and share this with all your family and friends.